Going on, lads? In this one, I'm going to be going through how to build a social network when traveling. Now, I've ran solo to a fair few countries now, and so I have a pretty decent, solid idea on how to meet people out here, especially in Latin America. Now, not just meeting any random old person, also meeting dudes that are on the same page and are like-minded. So the first thing that I'll say is what's super important is where you stay. Obviously location, but more so staying in a co-living is definitely a better option than just going to an Airbnb. Now, both have their pros and cons, but if we're talking about meeting people, usually the co-living spots are the best. So I would choose one of those over an Airbnb if this is what you want to do. Straight away, as soon as you arrive, you have an instant community, and usually, in my experience anyway, it's a lot of guys making money online. So a lot of them are on the same page. Not all of them, but you're definitely going to find some that are. Now, next thing I want to note is this does not include hostels. Hostels are filled definitely not with like-minded guys. Usually they're broke or usually they're tourists and whatnot. So this doesn't include them at all. As I said before, guys, straight away, you've just got guys just to be with, hang with, go to dinner with, go to bars with. Even if you're not that keen on the group and you don't really like them, at least you can, use them in the beginning in a way and kind of get out there, know more, and then eventually meet more people through them, whether they have friends or whether you just go out and meet people on a night out. That's the best way to go about it. I think definitely the strongest and the best way in terms of, in my experience, is co-living has definitely made the experience a lot better when it comes to this. The next thing, and something that I've done quite a few times that's worked well, is joining Discord or like membership groups, niche groups such as what you can find on like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. For example, I knew I was going to Buenos Aires. I knew I was going alone. So I was on Twitter and I saw that there was always this guy talking about Argentina. Eventually looked at his stuff, posted good content, etc. But he actually had a Substack. I joined a $14 a month program just to get more information about Buenos Aires because he had articles on it. But not only that, I mainly joined to be able to ask in the chat who's here at the moment, who wants to hang. And that's exactly what I did when I arrived, and that is how I got the ball rolling in that city and met some guys, going from being alone, knowing no one, and straight away having guys to hang out with. Another example is in Guadalajara. When I was there, I was in a Discord chat for Iman Gadzi. I literally just put in the chat, anyone in Guadalajara. Some guy from America hit me up, said yes. We hung out. Now he's a good friend of mine. So get involved in these groups, and don't be afraid to reach out, message in the chat, and engage with the guys. If it's from a guy that is posting content that you relate to, usually the guys that are in that chat obviously are on the same page as well. And then the next thing, guys, is if there's any meetups, obviously try your best to attend them. That's another way, an easy way to meet the guys that you want. The next one, not something that I do often, to be completely honest with you guys, but it is a way that I have met guys through, is, it's similar to the co-living, but you can hang out, in multiple working spaces if you want, and then obviously you're going to increase your chances of meeting new people. But I think the main thing that comes with these co-workings is usually there's events going on. So even if it means you go there for a week or two, check out what events happening, hang out and go there on the weekend or whatever, and straight away you've got, new contacts. If you want to juggle as well, like 1, 2, 3 co-workings, if you really want to go hard to meet people, you could definitely do that as well. The next thing and the last thing I'll say, guys, is building a personal brand. I think this is one of the most important reasons. Part of the reason why I'm doing it as well is, if you build a personal brand, no matter whether it's something that you want to take completely seriously or it's just in the background, it's going to be super important, mainly because people are going to find you instead of you having to find them. The people that relate to you and like your content, they're going to reach out to you. You can host your own events, your own meetups, or whatever it is. Maybe a guy that hits you up for dinner, for a meetup with his friends, something like that. It's going to increase connections so much. And in general, you want to become someone people actually want to meet. And if you showcase who you are and you build a personal brand, people know who you are before they even meet you. All they need to do is check a few of your Twitter posts, a few of your YouTube videos, and straight away they know what type of guy they're dealing with. So if anything, it's definitely going to increase your chances of not only meeting new people, but probably actually meeting higher like-minded people, which is at the end of the day what you want. Last point I want to say is, obviously just a standard shit, boys. Like, put yourself out there, be first, like say hi first, say how's it going first. Don't be scared. If you want to meet new people, you're going to have to be in uncomfortable situations, whether that means going up to a chick, or whether that means, speaking to a local at the gym, whatever it is. Now, if you're planning on coming out to Latin America, I've said this a million times, you have to learn the language. If you don't learn the language, your experience will be a 7 out of 10 compared to a 10 out of 10. And I'm honestly being serious. It really makes such a difference. It makes the time so much better. And top of that, if you learn the language, you're not going to be afraid to talk to the locals. And in all honesty, the locals here are actually pretty cool people. I have a few local friends, and sometimes they're really good people to hang out with, mainly because they know the city. They know the best clubs, they know the best restaurants, they can help you with anything that you need. So it's definitely something that I would prioritize as well, not just the like-minded people, but also, the locals as well. Obviously, if you learn the language, you're going to be able to open up being able to meet more people, because, honestly, guys, there's not that many people that speak English over here. It's somewhere between 20 to 30% in my experience. So keep that in mind. But apart from that, guys, that wraps up pretty much everything that I wanted to say about, what I would do and what I usually do when heading out to countries and wanting to meet like-minded guys. But if you have any questions, obviously let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.